E3.
Brothers and sisters, welcome to the Melted Super Bash Bros E3 coverage for 2018. It's Ubisoft.
Well, I'm not doing it. They fucking ruined my joke. I am not saying it again. Giant Bomb are material stealing bastards.
Yes, those crazy French people are back at it again. What?
I'm just so tired. I'm so tired.
Well, how about this? How about Hans? They kick straight into the bullshit with some Just Dance 2019.
Yeah. I literally have... What is happening? I'm too tired for this shit. Every year with this Just Dance shit.
That panda had a pimp cane.
Is Just Dance not dead yet?
No, those games still sell like fucking hotcakes.
Why? Who buys them? Why are they doing this to me every year?
There was a point where that panda was dancing. I was like, how great would it be if at the end of this he took off the panda hat and it was Yves Guillemot underneath? And I was like, that would be so fucking great.
And then Yves takes his face off and it's Miyamoto underneath.
Then we get Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah, just fucking straight to it. No build up, no nothing. Here's Beyond Good and Evil 2. Here's a full trailer and some fucking gameplay.
I would not fucking classify that as gameplay.
It gave us more of an insight of what to expect from the game than anything in Bethesda did.
Yeah, it did, but that was as much as they showed last year of in-engine stuff.
Maybe so, but at least now we have an idea of, right, okay, so you can traverse down in the city and there is actually a combat mechanic.
They said they will be doing a behind closed doors demo, so I assume for press, and hopefully maybe that'll be a bit more structured about stuff. Maybe it's just a bit too rough to show to the public at this point.
I did like the trailer though. It was a good way to kind of introduce all the characters and the crew. And I was not expecting it to be co-op.
I kind of was, because they were kind of showing off the idea of they kind of were showing off the idea of multiple protagonists last year. I assumed there would be some co-op element to it.
And then Nick,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt comes out.
What the fuck?
What?
Fucking Robin shows up all of a sudden, and I'm just like, all right, cool.
Yeah, so they announced they'll be doing this kind of probably the best way to describe it is crowdsourcing their art and music for certain aspects of it via Joseph Gordon-Levitt's hit record studio thing platform. It's probably the best way to describe that. Still no date for that though.
No, never. I wasn't expecting there to be honest.
We get a brief look at Rainbow Six Siege, still going strong.
That dude needs to stop moving his hands.
They do some esports stuff. They're doing a documentary on some of their personalities. We get our only new game announcement, Hans, of the whole press conference.
Yes.
Trials Rising, with the greatest entrance into a press conference. Then it seems like more Trials. Didn't really kind of show a gimmick, so to speak, kind of like the other ones have. And it's coming out February 2019.
I think I'm ready for more Trials. It's been a while since the last one, so I thought the amount of background stuff happening had vastly improved and made it look really, really cool. Also, it's coming to Switch, which I think is really, really, really good idea.
Yep. Then we get a cinematic trailer for The Division 2, and they did a good job of kind of trying to curtail some of the fears that people had after the first one of endgame content.
I like the story trailer, but I think it's a bit backwards that Ubisoft are getting the story trailer, whereas Microsoft got the fucking stage demo.
Yeah, the gameplay. Yeah, it was a bit weird. But yeah, they started talking about some of their plans for the endgame content and said, you'll have, once you get to the max level, you'll have the ability to choose a specialization for your class. They're going to add in 8-player raids. The first year of DLC will be free, which will have, I think they showed their plans for 3 separate DLC type things.
3 episodes, yeah.
Yeah, so they'll all be free as well.
I know that what was an issue is that a lot of people complained there was no end game content for the first one. There was just really the Dark Zone, and people didn't really enjoy that because other players were dicks. But I think having raids and stuff is a really good idea, and it's a good way to kind of keep players to continue to play on after they've completed the main game.
Then we get a trailer and a live musical performance for Mario and Rabbids Donkey Kong Adventure. This guy never said the words Mario and Rabbids his entire time on the stage.
Yeah, I was just like...
He just kept calling it the game.
I was like... I kind of thought like almost they were making a new one, but then I saw in the right-hand corner it was like hashtag Mario Rabbids. I'm totally on board for this. I love Mario Rabbids game. I thought the musical performance was cool. Like there you go, Nick. There is a musical performance I didn't hate. Andrew WK can fuck off. Grant Kirkhope can stay.
I thought this was going to be more Andrew WK, and I got very disappointed. It was also during this bit that I realized I think every section so far has had someone's mic be left on.
I have that here too. Someone needs to shut up those backstage mics.
Yeah, like it happened after Beyond Good and Evil.
Yep.
Definitely, like very loudly after Beyond Good and Evil, and I think it happened at every single bit. Like someone left their mic on or turned their mic on too early. Did
the girl after Beyond Good and Evil just go, "We nailed it"?
Yeah, she was like, "Yeah, we did it. We nailed it."
You almost did. You fell the last hurdle.
Then we get some gameplay and a trailer for Skull and Bones. I'm probably still not interested in it, but this kind of filled me with a bit more hope about it, that it is maybe a bit more than just here's the Assassin's Creed stuff. That's coming out 2019, no, kind of very just vague 2019. Then Elijah Wood comes out.
This is more celebrities than I'm expecting for my video game conference, Nick. I just Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Elijah Wood, and there's too much for me, man. I need to sit down.
Confirms that this is not a VR only thing. I think they announced it as a VR thing, and they've kind of said it's going to be VR on traditional platforms.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks neat.
I do too. It looks like it's blending live action and virtual. I don't know, what would you call it? Video game world, virtual world together, and it kind of reminds me of like those old movies that used to blend cartoons and the real world together. So I think it's an interesting idea, and yeah, it looks like a horror game maybe. Yeah, no, it looks dope. I'm totally on board with it.
Next up, we get Starlink's Battle for Atlas, as the guy kept pronouncing it.
Nick. Mm-hmm. I was not expecting Star Fox.
No! But before we get to that...
Sorry.
I couldn't remember if this was the Toys to Life game they showed off last year, because they kind of didn't show that in the trailer until very deep into it.
Yeah.
Which I feel like this is, if they are leaning hard into the Toys to Life stuff, it's maybe coming a couple of years too late.
Yeah, no, I actually really like the look of it, because it kind of just looks like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yes, as you said then, they announced for the Nintendo Switch version, Star Fox will be a playable character.
Who at Ubisoft is sucking Nintendo's dick this much to get all these like partnerships? My God, man!
And then they reveal Miyamoto is in the crowd, and he gets up, and some dude immediately steals his seat.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have fucking stood up then, should you?
Did you notice? Like, he stood up, and then the camera like panned over to Miyamoto and Eve. You can see the guy just instantly steal Miyamoto's seat in the corner of the frame.
He's just hoping some of his talent rubs off on his ass, that's all.
And then Miyamoto spoke French, which is amazing.
I could not get used to this idea of Yves and Miyamoto just being besties and just having sleepovers and pitching video game ideas to each other.
But it's great.
It's just
video games are amazing. Then we get For Honor, which they said the PC Starter Edition will be free for the next week, free to keep for the next week, and they're adding in a new Chinese faction.
I do think For Honor is kind of interesting. It's kind of like that Ultimate Warrior show. Was that what it was called? Yeah,
Deadliest
Warrior show. Brought to a video game. So I think it's really interesting, but just the competitive side of it doesn't interest me all that much. I do think that siege mode they showed looked very cool though. With like the whole having to infiltrate the castle, but like the castle actually has like booby traps that would have been era appropriate, let's say. So that was really cool looking, I thought.
We get a brief look at the Crew 2. Not a lot, because obviously it's coming out in like 2 weeks. Then we get our final game of the evening, Hans. Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Remember in my predictions I said, oh, we'll see the new Assassin's Creed, but we'll only get like the setting for it. Fuck, was I wrong? Well, I was right, but I was wrong.
I would have liked to see the reaction if this hadn't leaked.
I mean, it's still got a good reaction.
Oh, I think it's still got a really good reaction, but I would like to see like people's probably shock that they decided to do another one this quickly again.
Before we get into the nitty gritty of it, should we discuss the fact that it's so soon after the last one?
It doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you.
It's sending off warning flares in my head, just like, you didn't play Unity, which was the French one that pretty much nearly killed the series. It's just screaming to me that, and I just think it's very ignorant of Ubisoft to not realize their mistakes from the past, and like they have three big franchises, which is Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Watch Dogs, if they can ever get it right. And I just think like them rotating it one a year gives them a good development cycle for a game, so they can take out all the bugs and get a good grip on what it's to be. And I just think them completely ignoring this idea is silly. And I think as well, it looks, especially the combat and stuff with the use of a shield and stuff, it looks very similar to Origins in terms of combat and the layout of the world and stuff. So I don't know. I bet you it'll be received as average, like a 5 out of 10 probably, because it'll be either not as polished as it should be, or it'll just be a clone of the last one.
Yeah, I'm willing to give it a chance.
You didn't give Origins a chance? So, we'll go on the gameplay now, but is it just me? But there was not a lot of stealth in that Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, like my first note is there's not a lot of assassinating happening here. And like even like he doesn't seem like there's a hidden blade type thing.
Yeah.
Like I was looking throughout that, like I didn't see anything that spearhead is kind of the closest thing you have to a hidden blade.
Yeah, like in Origins you could forgive that because obviously, it's the origins of the Brotherhood.
So they revealed there is multiple playable characters, and you select from the sounds of it, you select one at the start, and that's it.
It's not like Syndicate.
No, it's not like Syndicate. And they didn't say if there was kind of really any major differences between them, or like different stories, or if they have different abilities.
I do love ancient Greece as a setting.
Yes.
I think that could be really fun, and at the end they teased actually using some of the mythology with the Minotaur. That could be really cool.
I appreciate like they've really changed it up from Origins, where I think Origins was very correct to the setting. Probably it was quite drab in places. Like it is obviously in the middle of a fucking desert. This was super fucking vibrant and colorful. When
you're in Egypt, there's only so much you can do with sand.
Yeah.
But yes, you're right. Like this world is gorgeous compared to the previous ones, and like that, some of those features were like the Stone Mountain, like, you know, statues and stuff were fucking awesome looking. I cannot wait to climb those.
And then I wrote a prediction saying I bet the spear is a precursor artifact like the Apple of Eden.
Yeah, I also said the spear is probably a piece of Eden. Dialogue choices.
Yeah, it's weird that they kind of showed off two different dialogue choices where one of them was kind of like, seemed like a romance option.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was a bit weird. And one was a kind of lie to Socrates. That gets the date of October 5th.
I'm pretty sure that's in and around when the last one was released as well.
I think it was maybe towards the end of October, maybe, but yeah, same. It was definitely October last year anyway. And then that's it. Everyone comes out on stage, they say goodbye, and show over.
Yeah. What did you think of the show overall, Nick Klaus?
I thought it was good. I thought it was kind of ballsy not to announce anything, bar a new Trials game. Like, could you imagine, say, someone like Microsoft or Sony going into a show and not announcing anything new?
Is that not what Sony are kind of planning on doing this year?
There has been conflicting things about whether Sony will be dedicated to purely those gameplay things, or if it's going to be that will be the guts of their conference, and they'll have the occasional trailer in between. Like, I'm sure, obviously, probably Assassin's Creed would have been announced at the show had it not leaked.
I thought the conference was good overall, bar some of the bollocks. I think this is like a good, because although like you said, there was no announcements, they showed progress for all the titles that we had seen, which is kind of what I want. If they're not making an announcement, I want to see the progress. I don't just want to see a trailer. I want to see like some progress being made on the gameplay side. So I'm very happy with this conference. Maybe just cut out the first 5 minutes.
Yes, that is it. Join us tomorrow for the final day of press conferences, starting 2 a.m. with Sony and then Nintendo that evening. For now, it's a goodbye from Hans.
Have a good one.
It's a goodbye from me, Dab.